Welcome back to another review with your host, Super Kami Guru Alucard. Today's review is on a book that scared the shit out of me. And it is my 38th Stephen King so far. It is called Revival. The new minister came to Harlow, Maine, when Jamie Morton was a boy doing battle with his toy army men on the front lawn. The young Reverend Charles Jacobs and his beautiful wife brought new life to the local church and captivated their congregation. But with Jamie, he shares a secret obsession, a draw so powerful it would have profound consequences 5 decades after the shattering tragedy that turned the preacher against God, and long after his final scathing sermon. Now Jamie, a nomadic rock guitarist hooked on heroin, meets Charles Jacobs again, and when their bond becomes a pact beyond even the devil's devising, Jamie discovers that revival has many meanings. Stephen King's darkly electrifying novel of faith, fanaticism, and addiction races to an ending that stuns like lightning. Publishers Weekly Publishers Weekly starred reviews. Among King's best, tender, moving, and terrifying, New York Daily News. Every page is a treasure trove. It's pure poetry. Raleigh News and Observer. And all of these, I would say, are very accurate. I can truly say that this book is one of the scariest that King has ever written in his entire career, even if it's a newer one. And that's got to tell you something. Even after all these years, he could really knock out a scary story. And this one delivers in that department. So, for horror factor, I gave it 10 out of 10. Dark as fuck and terrifying as hell. For story quality, I gave it 9 out of 10. The story is a great emotional journey. For suspense intensity, I gave it 10 out of 10 again. Thrilling and moving on another level. For memorable characters, I gave it 8 out of 10 because it has great characters like any classic story of Stephen King's. For the most part, they're all quite memorable. There are some minor characters that will kind of slip past your mind, but for the most part, they're all pretty good. For my overall rating, with 10 out of 10 for horror factor, 9 out of 10 for story quality, 10 out of 10 for suspense intensity, and 8 out of 10 for memorable characters, we get the overall rating of 37 out of 40. For a newer book, it's one of his best, and it's one I could definitely say will haunt me forever. My final thoughts on this book would be that it's not for the faint of heart, and personally, I found it to be his most scary book since Pet Sematary. Probably the second scariest in his entire career, next to Pet Sematary. However, if you really want a Stephen King book that's newer and scary as fuck, then it's perfect for you in that regard. So I hope you enjoyed that review. The next review will be on Rose Matter for my 39th, and then it will be the 40th. I might even decide to do a ranking of the 40 books I've read so far after completion of this. But I hope you enjoyed that review. On Sunday, I gave my testimony, which is also posted. Hope you all will check it out if you haven't already. And the long awaited run of 13 albums I've been recording started Sunday as well with the Dynamic Duo, an album I recorded with Minako Ikeda, Japanese flute player, called Dynamic Duo. So you could check that out under releases, or you could go to the Super Kami Guru Alucard and SOS Brigade Quartet All Songs playlist. So be sure to check all those things out while you're waiting for the next review. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, your host, Super Kami Guru Alucard. Peace out. Matane.